Alright, here's the gasifier setup so far. Have changed a little bit since the beginning designs. Come around here. Okay. Put a lid on it, a lid and a ring. I was going to make a hopper, but I really want to get this thing done. I eventually will put a nice big hopper on top, and I can just cut that plate into another ring, and that'll work fine. Let's see here. Get a little bit more into this water scrubber. This is going to be the sight glass. You kind of see most of it's welded together. The vice grips are holding on just the outer plate, and in between will be a piece of plexiglass. Okay, this is kind of rough. I'm going to give a rundown of the wet scrubber setup, just the water part of it. Okay, the water is going to come out where this jack is underneath here. You can't see because of this lip, but there's a pipe fitting, a female. That's going to go down to basically another fitting that'll convert to a piece of 3/8 steel tubing. It'll be an inverted flare, 3/8 inverted flare. Okay, then that's going to travel up here to the filter. It's going to go in through the filter. It's going to come out. Another piece of steel tubing is going to go down and feed this radiator, which is powered by 12-volt Subaru fan. It's tested, it works. Okay, then the gas is gonna, or excuse me, the water is going to come out of the bottom of the radiator. It's going to travel up through this pump. This pump is a Harbor Freight 300 gallon per hour, 50 psi pump. Then the pump is going to push the water through this piece of tubing, which I will weld into place here. And then, you can't see now, but I have a cone sprayer that I haven't got yet. I don't have it installed. I should be getting it today, tomorrow, pretty soon. Basically, I'll be able to monitor the spray pattern and the spray to make sure, if we have any problems, I can do some diagnosis without, because I can't take the lid off while the thing's running, really. I'm also going to put pressure gauges on the filtering system. I'm going to put it on one right before, up in the line here on the way up to the filter. And then I will put one right here after the pump. And ideally, I should be able to monitor how plugged up this filter is going to get, and change it, clean it out if I can. I'm also going to do another one with the gas, but that'll be in a different video. That's another pressure pressure regulator or pressure differential. But anyways, back to this. I still have to weld in the sight glass. This here, you see that I think this is a directional vortex style plate, I guess you could call it. This is going to drop down inside of the scrubber, and it's going to sit right above the sight glass, but inside. And then I'm going to weld this in, and then I'm going to put a metal screen over the top of the holes, and then fill the rest of this with lava rock all the way up. Put a screen over the outlet port and fill the top all the way up. Fill it all the way up to the top with lava rock. The lava rock's real porous, should help catch any remaining water, moisture, buildup, condensation. Okay, well, let's move on to the gas part real quick of this. The gas is going to come out of this gasifier here. It is, the way I have designed it, it goes in such a way that the gas should, spin across along the walls in a spiral pattern, flowing up. As it comes out of the inlet port, which you can't see, it's a little too dark, it will be hit with that cone sprayer, and I'm hoping the cone sprayer will mist pretty much like a complete wall, like in a cone pattern, all the way from wall to wall. That would be ideal. Other than that, I've got a lid on the top. That way I can pull my filter media out, the lava rock. Okay, and then as the air comes out of here, comes out of the scrubber, it's going to pass through this piece of 2-inch pipe and going into the cyclone filter. I may fill this with some steel wool. I may not, depending on what the rocks do. If the rocks take care of the problem, the moisture content, then there will be no need. So at the bottom of this, right here, this is the cyclone filter. I'll kind of show you up and down. There's a piece of 3/4 inch male pipe thread. Connected to that, I will have a inverted flare nut connected to a piece of steel 3/8 tubing, and that will go back down into the reservoir somewhere right in here, and basically drip back in. I don't see the gas like being an issue. I would like to hear someone who's done this, see if anybody's done this, to see if there'll be an issue with any type of back pressure feeding back up into here. I figure a worst case scenario is I can go get a air water separator and modify it to run that, so the air could just recirculate. Yeah, let me know what anybody thinks about this thing, as far as any ideas that may help improve it, or any problems that you see. That'd be great. I should have this thing running within the next week. I'll try and power. This is a trailer that I'm going to power a couple of engines off of. Power an air compressor off of an engine. Let's see. But that's a couple weeks away, at least. I'll go back to this scrubber here. As the gas leaves the cyclone filter out the top, there's going to be a fan up here that's going to blow air out, and I'm going to make a 90-degree piece of probably steel square tubing that comes down to this, which will be mounted on the intake flow of this fan here. I'll mount it against this horizontally. Let's see if I can put it up here. I'll have it mounted something like this. And this is going to be a manifold with a bunch of quick connect couplers on it. So I can attach really anything that I want to. I could attach a truck, pull this trailer with a gasifier on it, run a hose to the truck. I can run the engines off of it. I can run these hose reels. I'll probably have a couple of these set up so I can run my chainsaws. I'm going to modify my chainsaws. I'm going to try and use one of those air-water separators to inject with air pressure. Basically try to inject an oil mist at the right ratio with the wood gas into my chainsaws, so I can run them out in the woods. There's all kinds of other things I want to do, but it's going to take time. So I'll keep this page updated.